Hello, everyone. We are facing some technical problems with our microphones, and we are still waiting for some people to join. So I'm asking to all
Teste.
of you 5 minutes more, and we will start the webinar. Thank you.
Agora já consegues ouvir.
Consigo sim.
Porque
Vamos
agora
esperar. Okay, so as I was saying, we will wait 5 minutes more for everyone to join the webinar, and then we will start. Thank you.
agora estou. Sim. Hã?
Hello again. Thank you for your presence. So let's start this webinar of Kalipso Studio. I will be hosting this webinar together with Emmanuel Barros. Emmanuel will explain us everything we need to know about printing features used in Kalipso Studio, from building reports to preview it, print it, and I'm pretty sure other things that are pretty useful in the printing features of Kalipso. We will dedicate about an hour, 45 minutes, I think, an hour to show you all that, as well as to answer to all your questions related to this topic. If you have any question, just write it in the chat. And by the end of the session, we will have the typical full dedicated Q&A moment. And yeah, I think that's it for now from my side. Should we start, Emmanuel?
Hello, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. Let me share my screen. This one. You see my screen?
We can see it.
Okay, good. Okay. So regarding printing, so here today I will not talk about the small things, open forms, closed form, and that stuff. It's all about printing. You can print almost to any kind of printer. So you can print to mobile print. Let me see if I can see my camera to see what I'm doing. So you can print to a mobile printer, You can print to a desktop printer like a normal HP or something like that. You can print using Bluetooth. You can print using connected to Windows. You have many options. Okay, and one thing it's printing, and the other thing it's designing what you want to print. That's the report. So I will start by creating a report, and then we will print. Okay, so new report, and as you can see, you need to pick a size. Okay, and normally you cannot change the size of the report. Idea is you want to print a A4 paper, you design a A4 report. You want to print a A5 paper, you design a A5 report. Okay. I will go with a A4 now because I want to print a PDF. I want to create a PDF. Let's create this. Okay. So inside the report, the way to work, it's very similar with the forms. It's just drag and drop. So if you want to, let's put here a label, a header of the report, because this is a A4 page. If we have more content, the header will repeat to every page. And let's put here a label, Kalipso. And let's make this a little bit bigger. Okay. So now, if we have more than one page, this will print Kalipso in all the pages. Okay, but this is fixed text. Okay, this text will not change, and you don't have any way to change this. Okay, let's say we want to print a date, or we want to print a variable that is coming from a form. We need to use dynamic field. Okay, dynamic field content can come from a query, a variable, system date, system time, page number when you have more than one page, and total pages. Let's just print the date. Okay. And as you can see, it's almost the same thing as a label, but this is a dynamic label. Okay. Let's keep this small. Let's start to print, and let's see how it goes. Okay. So let's drag and drop a button here to print. And to print, we need to create the printer. Okay. Let's go project printers plus. Let's give it a name. And as you can see, we have a bunch of drivers. Okay, it's not drivers, but it's like a protocol to print. Okay, let's see what we have here. We have generic text for the old dot matrix printers, and if you don't have a driver for that printer too, you can print to the main and the most common printers that are out there are Zebra, ZPL, and ESCP, ESCP2, native ESCP. So basically, for mobile printers and label printers or ribbon printers, you can basically these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers will cover almost the full market. The drivers that you can see here, PRC, forget about that. This is for an old driver for Windows C. And the last 3 drivers that we have here for Zebra, this is also an old protocol from Zebra. You should use graphic Zebra CPL. That's the most common. Okay. And of course, we have here the PDF. Let's start with the PDF. Okay, so now we have our printer and we have our report. Report will stay here on the left corner, and we need to print. Okay, double click, actions, print. We already have selected the printer, and we select the report. As you can see, we have printer C license, printer to file, and file name. These 3 options, they are all regarded to printer C, and we'll forget for now, no one use Windows CE, and if you still use, please migrate to Android. Details, okay. So as you can see, we are going to print a PDF. So we need to give it a name. P folder. Oops. Okay. This is, as you know, this is a dynamic field. You can bring that name from a variable. The variable can come from a database, or you can add a date and time and so on. Okay. You need to create a name to print, and that's it. Okay. Let's check this. Let's go here to the simulator. Okay. Oh, we have a problem. It's opening on my second screen. Sorry about that. Let me see if I can fix this and if I can redefine my main screen. Sorry about this. Today I'm not in my usual space. Okay. Now it should be ready. Simulator. Okay. PDF, print. Let's check the location. And I can open a browser to check the PDF. Still loading. Okay. So this is our first print. Nothing special, but it's there. Let's keep improving. Now, what I will talk, it's everything related to the report. Okay, because creating a report to print to a PDF or to print to a mobile printer, it's the same. Okay, so there's no difference. It's just the printer part that needs to be different, and of course the size. So now, the thing I will do, it's exactly the same if you are making a PDF or if you are printing to a mobile printer. So, but to save some paper, I will do everything on the PDF because it's nice to watch this on the screen, and then we will play with the little guy. Okay, so we have a dynamic field that is a date. You can bring also an image. Let's bring an image. That's fine. Let's pretend this is our logo. The image can also be a dynamic image. And of course, you can also print barcodes. You can print all these type of barcodes. Let's bring a QR code that is bigger. And of course, the value of the barcode needs to come from some place. So I will say that it's coming from a variable. Let's change the name of the variable. QR code. Okay. And let's make this bigger. Okay. And we can also add a dynamic field and show the same content from that variable. Okay, I'll put it here on the below. Okay, so now we have one more thing that is a variable. Let's close this. Print actions. Double click on print and parameters. As you can see, the variables show up there. So if I want to print something, let's say print a random number like this. Okay. And the variables are very important on the report, because okay, it's already done. Let's refresh. I'm saying that the variables are very important. Why? Because I cannot do anything like get UED inside the report. I don't have any logic, let's say if, else, and so on. So everything you need to send to the report, you need to prepare before sending to the report. Okay, and that's important. Um, so even if you have, unless you can make the calculations and the logic inside a query, okay, and you could do that query inside the report. But if you don't have any way to make that logic, you need to prepare that logic before, okay? And I talked about query, and let's bring some values from the database. Okay, so let's create here a connection. Let's put here my IP. Let's bring a database. I'm assuming that everybody knows what I'm doing right now. If you don't, please ask. Okay, and I'm bringing just one table of products. Okay, that's it. So let's say we want to print all products that we have on our database. Okay, a list of products. Let's go back to the report. I didn't mention, but as you can see, we have a shape there. So you can design a line or a square or something to make your report pretty. As you know, here I'm with very little time to make this pretty, so I'm running. And to print a list of something, we also have a looper, and I think the looper it's the easiest way to print. To be able to print using the looper, you need to make a query, and here you need a bit of knowledge of SQL. In this case, because I'm connected to a SQL server database, the query that will be here, it's SQL query language. If you are loading values from a local database or from an offline connection, the query that will go here, it will be SQL Lite query. They are very similar. There are one or some stuff that are a little bit different, so you need to be careful. In this case, I'm connected to the database. My server, it's Microsoft SQL, so this will be a normal query from SQL Server. Okay, and I want to print, let's say, the code, the name, and let's say stock. Okay, from products. That's it for now. Let's save it, save again. Let's make this a little bit bigger. And now, if I want, so inside this rectangle, this will represent a line of my database. And the second line will be repeated and so on. Okay, so I need to bring a dynamic field where the content will come from a query. That's the query number 1 that we just designed now. And the column code will be printed. Okay, so we have code. Okay. Now I can copy paste. And we have name, double click, content, name, this a little bit bigger, copy paste, and we have quantity.
No, I'm sorry, Manuel, but I don't think
Yes.
we are looking at the right screen.
And you only told me now?
I was looking at the right screen some minutes ago, but now I was just looking at Notepad.
And now?
Now I'm just looking at you and no, just Notepad.
I have a message here that I'm sharing my screen. Let me stop this again. And now? Can you?
I'm looking at the webinar, not Kalipso.
Kalipso?
No.
So I will log off and log in again. Sorry. I will be back in 1 minute.
Sure, no worries. So there's still no Kalipso, but we will be waiting a little bit for Emmanuel. Meanwhile, I don't know if you guys have any questions or if you want to ask anything. If you want to, I think it should be a nice time for that, a great time for that. Anyways, we have Emmanuel back. Emmanuel?
Okay.
We can hear you again.
Let's see if you can see my screen. And now?
I think so. Yes. Okay, now it's fine. Now we
So
can see Kalipso.
maybe I need to go back a little bit.
Yeah,
Can you
please
can
do
you
so.
tell me where? I will delete the looper and I will do the looper.
Yeah, I think we
again
should start from the looper. Yeah.
Let me delete this. Okay, so I deleted, and let's create a looper again. So the looper, it's the main idea. It's very similar to the looper that we have and use on the forms. Here, it's to print something from. I will delete this query and create a new one. Okay, I need to select the connection because I'm connected to my server. It's my own computer, but it's my server. And because my server, it's an SQL server, the query that I need to design here and to write here, it's a SQL query. If you are loading values from a local database, that will be an SQL-Lite query. That's different. Okay. Select code name stock from products. That's it. Okay. Very easy. I'll save it. Save. Okay. Now I want to show the name and the stock, and the icons or the text that I will put here will be repeated every line for the query I have. Okay. So I will go to content query. This is our second query that we created, and I want to show code. Let me reduce the size, copy paste. click. Now I want to print name. Paste. Double click. And the stock. And because we are inside the query, you can print other stuff. If you have an image on the database, you can print an image from the database. If you want to print a barcode, you can print a barcode. Well, I will put like a small data matrix that the value it's coming from code. Okay, that's it. I'm printing everything. I have little 10 lines or less, so it will not be a problem. Okay, so we have our looper. Let's see how this works. Let's test on the simulator. Okay, it's here. PDF print. Okay, let's bring PDF and refresh. Everybody knows that this is a bit slow, but that's just my computer. Okay, see, Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, cabbage, peanuts, and the special one that is delete. Okay, as you can see, the data matrix also change. It's very clear to see that this is holding some values. I can bring a barcode and test it, but that's not the most important stuff for today. And we have everything. Okay. Okay, but we need to imagine that you need to filter something, or let's say you just want to print the items that have more than 40 on stock. Okay, let's try to do that. Sorry, not this one. Let's go to the report. Okay. To filter something, we need to think about, or if you want to order in a different way, we need to think about the query. And this is the most important. So, or if you want to print a price with the symbol of the euro or the dollar, you need to do that on the query. You need to concatenate the string. So everything you want to show, you need to do this here on the query. Okay. So now if I want to filter this, where stock it's bigger than, now I need to send a value that it's dynamic. And I will put here stock. Okay, as you can see, our var, it's report variable. We need to fill this when we print with the command print. The command print will send the value to here, and then when the query will be executed, this will be sent to the server. Okay. Okay, minimize. Let's go back here to print. Actions. Okay. It's a numeric value. You need to be careful with that. So we want to print everything that is above 40. Save. Simulator. Okay. opening. Okay, PDF print. Believe me, this is quite fast. It's just not fast because I'm streaming my desktop and my camera. Okay, updating my PDF. Today, please. Maybe Chrome is faster. Okay, it's done. So now you can see that all the articles that are here have a stock bigger than 40. So this is the way we send variables, or we can send some kind of conditions to the query that we want to print. And you can have loopers inside loopers. And you can print image like I told you. So this is very flexible. Of course, you will need to spend some time to make this pretty, to adjust the limits. There's some real printing and make this more human readable. I want to stop the simulator. Yes, I want to stop. Okay. So regarding the controls that we have to use here on the report, this is it. So fixed text that is a label, dynamic text that can come from a variable or from a query, barcode, image, and of course the looper to print from a query. Okay, and this is the same either for a PDF or either for a mobile printer. One last step that I want to make here is, let's say you want to print and right away you want to open that PDF, okay? So you can do that. You can copy this, save, and now you just need to shell execute, file, and that's it. You just say, okay, open this. And the computer or the Android device, and I will try on an Android device to be a little different, will just open the PDF. If you don't have a dedicated PDF application, he will ask to choose one, okay? And you will see. I will show my screen. You will see what will happen. Okay, I have here my phone. Let's bring the screen. Okay, PDF, and I will print. Now he wants to ask me which viewer can be this one. Just once. And I have exactly the same thing that I have on my PC. Okay. Many questions until far, or I can keep going? Well,
I think that you can keep going.
okay. We are a bit delayed, so let's go for a vote. Do you want to show Bluetooth printing, or you want me to make a very simple preview what I want to print? Can you
I think
check
you can
what-
show us. I think you can show us Bluetooth printing.
Bluetooth printing? Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go. Let me close this. Okay, regarding Bluetooth printing, warnings. I told you that you can print to anything, and that's almost true. You are limited in one platform, that's Apple. So if you have an iPhone or an iPad and you want to print to a Bluetooth printer, you are limited to a Zebra, okay? A Zebra Bluetooth low energy. That's the only limitation because we need to have a driver signed by Apple and by Zebra and so on. So we just use Zebra because I think it's the most universal brand. You can buy it in America, you can buy it in Asia, you can buy it in Africa. So, and we want to be as compatible as possible. Okay. Regarding Android, that's not a problem. So don't worry. Only if you have an iPhone or an iPad and you want to print to Bluetooth printer, you need to have a Zebra Bluetooth Low Energy. Okay. I have one here with me there, and I will test and I will create a new report because I don't want to print a A4 page here. So this will be a continuous paper. I have 3 inches paper. Okay. And I will not do everything again because it's exactly the same designing for a continuous paper or designing for a A4 sheet. Okay, so I will just drag and drop a barcode, and again I can use a QR code that is coming from a variable, and that's it. Okay. The important part here is not the report itself; it's how to print to Bluetooth printer. Okay. Let's go here to project printer. Now I need to create my printer. So let's give it a name. Portable Bluetooth something. Print. I need to select the driver. In my case, it's a ZPL. Let's remember the drivers. So if you don't have a Zebra, and if you have other brand, typically from China, you have Graphic SP, Graphic SP2, Native SP. You need to try, okay? You need to try and test which one you will need. There are some printers that will emulate ZPL, so you can use this. Uzin is also a very popular brand, at least here in Portugal. But in my case, I have ZPL. So as you can see, communication type, we have Bluetooth socket, and of course, we also have TCP/IP. So if this was not a Bluetooth printer, and if this was a Wi-Fi or a network printer, let's say you have a ribbon printer that sits on the desktop and it's connected to a network cable, you can use TCP/IP. For TCP/IP, you just need to have the IP of the printer and the port of the printer. I think it's standard for Zebra, but you need to check that. Okay, you need to check which port you need to use. Okay, on my case, it's a Bluetooth socket. And the reason I'm doing this, it's let's pretend I don't know the MAC address of the printer. So I'll not put anything over there. Regarding the time wait, it's a bit like a dark art. You can start by a number, 50, and if it works, okay. If for some reason you print a very large report and either you cannot print the report or the print stay is in the middle, then you may need to increase this. Okay, but for now, let's stick with 50. It works great with this printer. And now what I'm doing, I will search a device and I will find this device. I will save the MAC address and then I will print to that MAC address. Okay, so I need to search the device. And regarding searching the device, it's the same if you are grabbing a MAC address from a printer or if you are grabbing a MAC address from a different object that is Bluetooth. Okay, So I will start with the button to start, search, start. You have actions here on the communication, that is Bluetooth start device discovery, okay? This will provide us with three variables. The MAC address of the device, the name of the device, and if the device it's already paired, I don't know if I'm saying this correctly, with the computer or not. Okay. Okay. So when I click start, this will start scanning. Okay. We also have the stop, copy paste. Let's put stop here. Stop device discovery. Okay. And every time my computer or my phone finds a device, I want to show the MAC address. But because I have multiple devices here, I want to get a list. So I will put a table on the screen that it's not connected to any database, it's just a table on the screen. This will act like an array, okay? Name, MAC, and the pairing, okay? Okay, so actions. So every time my computer or mobile device finds a new device, I want to add that value to the database. So table add line, oops, I'm writing on the table add line. The first one, it's the name, right? Yes, Mac. And pairing. Okay. This is a problem for Android devices because every time the Android finds a device, he adds the device, but he will not filter. Okay, so if it finds 10 times, the printer will report 10 times. So we need to filter this. So I will table find. I will search for the MAC address, and if my MAC address it's the same, okay, this will report the line number. But what I want it's not found. Okay, so if my temporary variable it's -1, so it doesn't have that MAC address. So if it doesn't have that MAC address, I want to add that MAC address to my table. Okay, so we can test right now the program to check if this is already working. Let me just changing the color of the background of the table. Okay, to white. That's it. Let's go to the simulator. And of course, before doing that, connect the printer. Bluetooth, start. On Windows, the process is a bit different. Windows will search all the devices and then will report the device. Regarding the printer, I think this printer it's double C. Didn't find it. Let's search again. No, too far, too close. Yes, it's this one. So now I need to create an action to click on the name of the printer and then print. Okay. So if I click on the table, I want table get column value of, and I need the MAC address. And I also need if it's already paired or not. If pairing it's 0, I don't need, there are printers that you don't need, but I will do it so you can learn the pairing action. And of course, I need to send the MAC address. I want to pair that device. Okay, remove the else. I don't need to do anything. Now I have the MAC address. It's already paired. I need to configure the printer. So printer, printer set parameter. So it's my portable and I want to change the MAC address. That's it. Now I can print. Okay. To print, I need to have a button to do so. Print portable, report number 2, and remember that I was using a variable. Let's put here, let's say, date and time. Okay. Bluetooth, start searching. Let me see. It's connected. It's closer to my laptop. It's this one. Okay. Now I can print. Okay. And this works the same way for Windows and for Android. And iOS. Okay, it's deploying. Show my screen. Okay, so Bluetooth, let's search. Okay, it's not connected to Bluetooth, so I need to start searching. Okay, I have here the printer, and I will print. Okay, exactly the same. How we are on time, João?
We're a bit on time, but I think we're fine.
We are fine. Okay.
Yeah.
A little bit of alert about this.
I mean, we are already taking an hour, but I think that if you want to explain one thing more, no one.
I want to explain one
Okay.
thing more here regarding the
Yeah.
MAC address.
Great.
Just one thing that is important. When we are searching for a MAC address and when we are setting up the printer like this, set printer parameter, it's better if you save that value of the MAC address on a local database inside your device and you load that value every time you open the application. Because if you update the application, you will lose that configuration. Okay, so it's better to save that to a local database and load that information so you don't need to pair the printer every time you want to print. Okay, I'm not doing that right now. That's not the goal here, but it's better to do that. Other things that you can do if you want, you can also print directly to a printer using the native language. Okay, so let's pretend our report it's not enough, or let's pretend you already have a report built natively on a different program and you want to reuse that because you don't want to make everything again. You can. Okay, it's very easy. Let's search here ZPL viewer. I like to use this because honestly, I know very little about ZPL. But if you know what I'm, if you know how to program this, it's very powerful. Okay, let me read the draw. So now I have a label. Okay, let's pretend this is your label and you want to print this. And you already have a report. So you already have a text file with this. I'll copy. And the value that you want to change, it's this. Okay. You can delete that and let's say put some kind of string that you easily identify. Okay. Let's save it. I'll save this on my folder that is files to send. Okay. And now I want to print that. Main thing here is that I need the MAC address to be able to print. So I will search again to grab that value because I don't have a variable with that value. And then I will print. To print the ZPL, what I will do, I will load the file, change the value of what I want to print, and then print. And to print, I will use sockets. Okay, so file load content. Remember that everything you put on the folder, I forgot the folder name, files to send, this will go to P folder. Okay. Now we have the ZPL, so we need to modify the ZPL. So set value, string replace, source string it's here. The string that we want to replace, remember that I changed to this. And let's say the value that I want, it's something that is coming from a variable, that is coming from a database or from a web service, etc. And I want to save that ZPL to a new variable. And now I need to print. So, but to print, I will use socket. So socket connect to a Bluetooth socket using MAC address that I will search. Again, the timeout, it's something that you need to try with 50. I think it will work. Socket write. So socket number 1, text to write, it's here. And socket close. Okay. That's it. Let's go to the simulator. Yes, can be. Test. Okay, Bluetooth. I will search just to grab the value. Okay. It's this one. Now I have the MAC address on my variable, and now I can print the barcode. Okay. If I have more time, I will show. Let me just give you the tip. Let's pretend you want to see on your screen before printing. We don't have any special action to do that. But what you can do is this. You go here and you can print to a JPEG. So you can print a JPEG. The file will have, let's say, print_001. I will change this sample and I will add that preview so you can see, and then we will share to everybody. And then you can load that value to a database and load that image to a looper, so you can select the page that you want to preview, and then you can load the image to a bigger image. So you can preview what you want to print. In fact, what you are doing is that you are printing twice. So you are printing to JPEG, and then you print the real deal. Okay, but that's an easy way to preview what you want to print. Okay, João, I don't know if they have questions for me.
We're still on time, and let's see if we have any question. So yeah, we got one question for now. And to everyone, if you have questions, please ask them on the Q&A section, and we will answer all the questions by now. So first question is, can I print a PDF file directly on Zebra Bluetooth printer?
But what kind of printer? This one? I think this one. I don't know if they allow this. Okay. If you have a printer that is connected to Windows, then you use native driver, and then you can print. Okay. Okay. Let me show native driver. So when you are using native driver and you are using Windows, this will show the what's the name? Show the little Windows screen to print, and then you can print. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
More questions?
And we don't have more questions for now, but
just that.
Let's wait a bit more. While we wait for more questions, do you have any other thing that you would like to explain, and maybe you didn't have the time to catch on it?
No, I didn't have the time. If you want, I already have prepared. Let me show you if I can show it here. If I can bring back Kalipso.
Meanwhile, feel free to send all your questions to the chat, please.
Let me. I have. Okay. Let's bring here another one.
Okay.
It's loading.
So another project.
It's another project. Let's open this. Okay, this is a small example of what we can print. Okay, I will test on this on the Android device. I think it's pretty. So what I'm doing is it's what I told before. So if you want to load something or see something before you print to an image and then you print to the real deal.
Okay. And after that, I think we are set to answer to some questions that are now appearing here. At least three questions, 4 questions. By the way, people are asking us as well if we are recording the webinar. Yes, we are recording it, and we will send the recorded session to you guys so that you can rewatch it.
Let me just change one thing. Let's try Windows 10 just to be different.
Okay.
It's loading, it's launching. So this is what I've done. I created a report that is very similar to what we have done right now, but because I have very little on my database, I'm putting everything very wide so I can create multiple pages. So you can see multiple pages on my screen. Okay. Oh, it failed. Why it failed? That's the beauty of live stuff.
Live. That's when you know it's live and not a recorded session where people are saying that it's live, but it's not.
Okay, PDF print what I've done wrong. Oh, it's there, but it's very small. Can you see it? It's very small because it's a A4 paper shrink to a very small screen.
Very small screen.
Sorry about that. Let me show you. I'm loading the image that is on the folder, and I'm loading to a looper here, and then I'm loading that image to the bigger image. Okay. I will change the sample and I will send this sample when we publish this online. Okay, I think it's better.
It would be good if we have the sample so we can send the sample to everyone.
Yes.
And
yes,
I think
yes.
that meanwhile we can go for the questions.
Okay.
By the way, in the beginning of the webinar, me and Emmanuel, we were asking why, because we had a lot of people signing for the webinar, and we had very few people starting from the beginning, and we asked why is it happening. We made a mistake. We thought the webinar started at 3 Portugal, 3 Lisbon, but it started at 3 and 30 minutes. And for that, well, I'm very sorry. It was a mistake from our part. We thought it was earlier, but it was so you guys probably you missed the first minutes. We had some technical issues in the beginning, so you didn't miss a lot, but we will send you the recorded session and then you can see everything. So proceeding with the questions. Is there any easy way to set paging in reports? I am not talking directly connected with Bluetooth printer, but mainly preparing PDF.
Can you show me the question, please?
Sure.
I don't know if I completely understand the question.
Maybe I can
please show
send
me.
it to you here. Can you see it?
You are sending to my cell phone.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Set
It's
paging
easier.
in reports. Paging in reports. Hello, Clement. So I don't know if this is what you are asking me. When you have a fixed size paper like A4, you can have different numbers of pages. So you can have page number 1 that will be, let's say, the header of your document, and then page number 2 where you can have a different kind of content. And so this is the way to do. So, and if you have a looper on the page number 1, and then you have you want to keep printing what you have on that looper, you need to limit the looper. So let's say you only have space to print 10 lines on the first page. So you need to filter the information on that query to print just the first 10 records. So if it was SQLite, it will be limit and offset. So this will be limit 10, offset 1, I think, or offset 0. And then on the second query, you will offset to 10, and then the rest of you want to print. Okay, that's the way you can print different pages, and you can have more pages. Of course, you can also add a footer. Okay, and the footer will help you like this. And the footer, then you can have a dynamic field on the footer to tell you how many pages you have on total and the number of pages. Okay. Tell me if this was the answer that you are looking for. Maybe we can go to the next question. And João, are you there? Your image, your image is completely frozen.
Can you listen to me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. So there is Matthias is asking if he can ask some questions outside of the topic of printing.
Oh, I completely lost you. Hello? Hello? I think we lost João, but can you still hear me? So let's do. Okay, so I think so. Okay, people lost the first part. I'm sorry about that. This is record, so we will send the video, and I will prepare the sample to send to you. I will prepare a local database so you don't miss that. With some values, I will invent one, so don't bother. So you don't need an external database to test this. And I will send the sample. I don't know if you have more questions. You can write here, and I will see. If you don't have more questions, I really want to thank you to come to this webinar. It's important to us, this kind of webinar, to know your questions and to see that you are on the other side. And if you don't have more questions, just wish you what is the next webinar? That's an excellent question that João knows, but I don't know. Sorry. I think it's about in 15 days, but we will repeat this webinar in Spanish, and then on May we will have a new webinar, but for a different topic. Okay. So the next webinar will be again printing, but in Spanish, and in May we will have a different topic. I don't know if already decided next topic, but we definitely for sure will have a webinar in May. Okay, João will send you the dates. Okay. So I hope you like it. Sorry about all the technical difficulties. Again, we will send the video and we will send the sample of the project on the next days. Thank you, everybody. I hope you have a nice time. I wish you a great day. Thank you. Bye bye.